the City.
What is going on, St. Louis City SC and MLS fanatics? Welcome to another episode of Soul of the City. Today we will be discussing the incredibly disappointing first-round exit from the CONCACAF Champions Cup by St. Louis City at the hands of the Houston Dynamo. I know that everyone here in St. Louis was up rather late to bear witness to that. So what do you guys have to say?
Yeah, I think the start time of the game was due to Fox Sports streaming or having the TV rights. And we didn't get to see the first 30 minutes of the game because the game before went long. So
Saprissa Philadelphia Union. And
I would have rather watched that game.
Far more interesting game than the one that we watched. But yeah, that was bogus and ridiculous. But
yeah,
go ahead, Mike.
Just stupid. I feel like, obviously a quarter of the game we can't talk about because no one watched it.
Yep.
But, I guess the positive thing about that is it was no goals scored, so, not too much was missed. I checked the stats before the game turned on, and Houston had like 75% possession.
Yeah, I saw that too.
3 shots to 1. So, yeah.
Yeah, they dogged us. We got dog walked.
That was kind of the story of the game.
With a whole 5,000 people in their stadium. That's it.
Their chants were still pretty fire, though. But, I don't even know what to say. There's not much to take from that game. I wish Carnell would have taken it more seriously with the starting lineup.
Do you really feel like he didn't? I feel like he did.
I think a midfield of Kojima, Ostrak, and Durkin is a pretty
and Vasilev.
I already feel like Durkin is he's up there with Blom and Leuven. Like if Durkin's starting, I'm pleased with whatever that position is.
Yeah, but there's not much time under the belts of those players together to hold down a midfield.
That's a good point.
In a knockout game.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do feel like from last season when we rotated, you could tell this is a B lineup.
Yeah.
But this season I feel like you don't really get that. I feel like it's been a better mix, and Leuven kind of not having very many preseason minutes has kind of felt weird because he only played a little bit in this game. He didn't start the first Champions leg. So, yeah, I don't know. I still feel like our problems aren't on the team composition. It's really just on the players finishing chances. I would say our 2 worst players yesterday were Klaus and Adeniran.
Yeah, number 9. Who are you and what did you do with João Klaus? I want to know.
That the balding fake birth certificate allegations have finally caught up with him.
Man's actually 50.
He is actually 45 and had a 12-pack of Coors Light before the game.
He just got off the job site.
Yeah, just put in a solid 42 hours of overtime on Monday.
It is he did start Saturday, and he played the whole game last Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, it just seems weird to me that he played the entire game today or
Agreed.
yesterday, and Adeniran is the one who got subbed out when we needed a goal.
Yeah, that is questionable because out of the 2, throughout the game, it was definitely Adeniran that everyone I'm sure thought was more likely to score. He had 2 basically sitters. They're not sitters. They still are need a little bit of finishing, but the one that Klaus basically intercepts the old last year allegations of them passing the ball to us. They pass the ball to us, and then he plays in Adeniran, who's one-on-one with the keeper, and he puts it right into his chest. And then there's the one later on in the game where he's a bit selfish with the ball over the top. Could find Klaus next to him, but just takes forever to get the shot away, and the defender comes back.
That first one was pretty good goalkeeping, I would say. He got out fast. Should have been a goal.
Should have been a goal, for
should
sure.
have chipped him, I guess, but
Hindsight 2020.
exactly. Second one, was a good tackle. Definitely should have made his mind up faster.
Yeah,
For
he just
sure.
took too long. It was a great tackle, honestly.
He
I'd
cut the
rather-
angle down on himself by continuing to take outside touches with that left foot. I don't know. It was, but like to Adeniran's credit, he had chances. Klaus was like absent the entire game. I don't
think he had one header,
Yeah.
but that was his only shot.
Yeah, it was Celio playing a ball in off the left-hand side late on in the game. And honestly, he should have put that away. Like, that would have been a huge goal for the club, but just couldn't put anything in the back of the net
His
yesterday.
closest attempt was a cross.
Yeah. No, I mean, it looked like he was going for goal on that, but it
You're
was
talking about
stupid.
the one where it
swung
was
his
going
foot
down
at it?
the right side,
Yeah.
and he like one-timed it.
Volleyed it, and it almost went in far post.
It almost went like top bins, far post from no angle at all.
Yeah.
I think he was definitely crossing
Yeah,
that.
no fucking way.
I'm on your side, Klaus. You were trying to score that. But that's
Well,
also
then
not
why?
saying much because
cross the ball.
there
in
was
that
nobody in the
situation.
middle for him. I think I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking, what he was doing. It wasn't scoring. And that's
Sure
the problem.
Wasn't. And he is a striker.
Yep.
Why is he out on the wing? I don't know. There's not a ton of good things to take from this match. I see a lot of people on the internet as well as in our friend group kind of blaming Carnell for this. And while we have seen Carnell struggle in cup competitions in the past, I'm not going to put this game on him because I don't think that we had anything that we could have done better in the backfield. Like, we started Nielsen, Wenzel, Nerwinski, and Watts. 3 of those 4 players would not start on any given night if we were healthy. And then Nielsen goes off injured.
Yeah, he gets hurt in the 40th minute or something.
Yeah. And then he makes
Wow.
substitutions early. He sees that there is obvious, we need to go win this game, not play from behind. So 58th minute, he makes the substitutions of Vasilev, which I thought was a questionable sub because I thought Vasilev was having a good game yesterday, coming off for Celio, who I like coming on with some energy, and then AZ coming on for Ostrak, which I don't know how I feel about AZ today.
Man, I will say he is just like a spark.
Yeah.
You know, like he'll actually try to make something happen. And I know we've said this before, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yesterday, it wasn't really working. But I'm glad that we have him on our team because, like, when you compare him to Ostrak, who's the comparable player in the starting 11,
Yeah.
Ostrak, just didn't look creative at all. I mean, I can't remember a single thing he did with the ball yesterday.
Yeah, he was pretty absent. There might have been one run in behind that I caught pretty early on,
Yeah.
and he tried to cross it back in, and
Which
it
he
got
should have
intercepted. Yes, he should have
Yes.
shot that.
Absolutely 100% should have shot that
Yeah,
as hard as he could. That's it. That's the
Mickey-
only option in that situation.
Mickey's the egoist mindset. He doesn't
I mean,
want.
Jesus. It's either shoot it at the keeper and hope that it's a mistake or it bounces off the keeper and goes in.
Yeah.
Or, just be better at finishing and score.
Seems like we need to do some shooting drills. I'm sure they do plenty of them.
would have loved to have seen Totland come on. Just because I don't think it's a good idea to have Nowitzki and Watts on at the same time.
Well, and then we go from Nerwinski and Watts to Nerwinski, Watts, and Markanek, who are all of them defensive liabilities. I don't.
So I'm confused. Where is the part that you don't see why people are blaming Carnell? Because we just had a conversation.
What are we supposed to do on
Because we
defense?
had opportunities to win this. Totland has played every minute of every match.
So
this
has
year.
Markanek.
Yeah, and so has Markanek.
Then make your weaker lineup when you're at home and you have home field advantage and don't need to go to Houston to get us through. I don't know.
I mean, I do feel
I
like
think we should have just won by more at home. We put out a strong lineup at home.
I feel like we should have prioritized both of these legs over this past Saturday's game
Yeah.
because we had 3 games in a week.
True. That's fair. That
And-
you can blame Carnell.
In the MLS, I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter. It's
one
like
game.
you just have to get into the playoffs.
Dude, you
know?
got to get 9th, and you're in. I know it's a real tough ask, but
And I saw Julian Trejo on Twitter. he brought up a good point that last year Kansas City started off the season 1 win out of 11 games, and they got further in the playoffs than us.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
we're 1-1-1.
Dang, so you really just want to hurt me today?
Yeah.
I mean, it
No, I'm
just
kidding.
like doesn't matter how we start the season really.
After
in
last-
terms
So
of
we
MLS.
should have prioritized the cups.
After
Yes.
last episode, Carnell's lucky I don't hurt myself. So
It's been a rough start.
It really hasn't been that rough of a start. We just haven't looked like last year. We come out 5-0,
Yeah.
like busting out the gates, beating every expectation in the books. And this year, I think we're kind of regressing to the mean, and it sucks. Like, it's not fun to be part of a middling club because you never know what you're going to get. And thus far, all we've gotten is pretty mediocre.
Well, I saw another tweet that was like, the XG gods are going to be vengeful because last year,
Oh, we were just beating the odds.
yeah, we were scoring way more than, we were predicted to score, and now we're underperforming. So it's just evening out.
It happens too.
Yep.
Usually. What do you have to
What
say
is
about
your
that
normal
XG
comment?
denier?
I got nothing.
Nothing but sorrow and pain.
I do have another silver lining. Well, maybe the first one. I don't know if we've talked about one.
Not really.
Michael Wenzel.
Yeah, it didn't look bad.
He had a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He looked like he could come in and do his job.
I think he started every single City 2 game last year. He's only 21. Future of St. Louis City.
He looks like a pretty natural Tim Parker replacement when the time may come, because they're both kind of block-headed individuals and go up for some tough challenges.
I do want to know who it was that jumped for that cross to start their goal and didn't get it, because it definitely got to Houston's head in the box.
Yeah.
But we don't have to, I don't want to bring that. He did have a good performance.
Oh, you're talking
especially-
about in the box? I think that was Klaus who didn't jump.
No.
Okay.
Klaus was the one that didn't close down on dude once he got the ball. Oh, wait, no, I'm saying the dude that did jump but did not come close to the ball.
We
So-
can find out who it is.
So, yes,
but
Klaus did not jump when he should have jumped. He
Yeah.
should have contested that header, absolutely.
And
And,
then
then he
once-
also stood there while the ball got to the man that passed the ball to the goal scorer
Yeah.
and did not
I mean,
close down.
once the guy headed it over Klaus and, the second player, settled it in the box,
Yeah.
that was a nice little play
Oh, yeah, it
by
was a
them.
good goal.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's drawn up exactly how they'd like it to have been.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
looks to me like that is Celio Pompeu who misses the ball, or Marcanic. I can't really tell.
Yeah, not a defender. Not
Well,
too
it might
mad-
be Marcanic, but
Not a large defender.
yeah, not one of our big boy center backs.
Yeah.
So not a whole
Can't
lot
be
of blame
too mad
there.
about it.
Another silver lining, Durkin. Another great performance, all over the place.
Yeah, I would say I've kind of gotten the vibe from him that he's maybe not the best ball progressor. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think
He's more like Blom than he is
yes, definitely than
Leuven
yeah.
or Vasilev.
Mhm. I think he is a less refined version of Blom, just in all aspects of the game. I think he's a little less technically sound. I think he does pick his head up and look for long balls more often than Blom ever would, but that's, I guess, where we're drawing kind of the Leuven comparison.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I think he's a phenomenal addition. Other than Totland, he's the best signing we've made thus far, because
Yeah. Well, we haven't seen Deer.
we haven't
Right.
seen Deer, and I mean last season's addition Nokvi has been an absolute flop at this point. I am not seeing it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the vision is for his position in the team and where he's going to go from here. I hope it's only up, because as of right now, every time he comes on the pitch, I'm like, dude, just anybody else, because I don't see him scoring a goal.
I mean,
Or creating one.
He is the only when we start with two forwards, Klaus and Adeniran, it's
He's the only, yeah.
he's the only person we can sub on there, unless it's Celio or AZ who aren't. I mean, Nokvi's not really a center forward, I would say. naturally.
He's not. He's a winger naturally.
Yeah.
And
He's not very good at that either.
I think that I don't know. This we can criticize upper management for the sale of Joa, because it seems as though our best lineup is going to be Adeniran and Klaus. Like, we looked more likely of scoring in this game at all moments than we did in all of that RSL game, except for the moment of brilliance by Sam, obviously. So I don't really understand selling him unless it's basically to balance the books in terms of money in, money out, because I think that basically made us break even on the transfer window.
He might have had his mind made up, too.
It's possible. He could have been asking for an exit, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was, because I know at the start of the season he was like, yeah, I would love to go back to Europe again. So that's like any player's dream,
yeah,
right?
Any player with like ambitions that are high,
yeah,
wants to go to Europe,
especially if you want to like break into the national team.
Yeah,
you know, it's gonna increase your chances. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's looking
rough. And another criticism we can have of upper management, Lutz, is we need to utilize the third DP spot expeditiously, because as of right now, we are at a distinct disadvantage to every other MLS team that is doing so. And I don't know what is holding them back from going out. Like, I understand that the DP slots basically in the MLS are MLS stars or retired soccer players from Europe. Like, that's basically what they get used for. And I don't know if we just don't want to do the whole like retirement league kind of fund somebody's like exit of soccer, basically. We probably don't, based on the comments that Lutz and other like Carnell have made towards, you know, the team and the media. But I think that we saw the comment about Marco Royce kind of looking at MLS possibilities, and why would that not be an incredible addition to a team that lacks creativity? Like, I get that he's injury prone, I get that he's old, but that he's a winner.
Yep.
And a proven elite winner, whether he's injury prone or not. He, like, Germany players would look at the media and be like, yeah, we did this without our best player, Marco Royce, who is just constantly injured. So obviously he probably wouldn't pick STL. He'd probably be like, yeah, I want to go live in Miami or LA or something. But we need to go out and get talent in an attacking area, because we saw yesterday that even with a ragtag group of individuals on the back line, we could kind of put together a performance, but we couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, and that's what killed us.
Kevin De Bruyne, you're going to love toasted ravioli.
I did hear he wants to go to the MLS soon, or Saudi.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
He's leaving Man City, I think.
That's crazy. Dude had like 5 assists yesterday. How is he going to leave?
He's 33. And he gets hurt a lot.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I just don't think, like you said, it's either MLS star, retired, I mean, not retired, but like semi-retired.
I call him retired because you're not coming here to play at an elite level. Yeah,
they're taking a step down from the top level, but they're good, you know. Chiellini, Bale, Zlatan, Beckham, whoever you want.
Chicharito, you know.
Yeah. So I don't think St. Louis City is ever going to try and go for those players.
I don't think so
because
either.
With our hard work, play style, press the whole game,
doesn't really fit.
It's just simply not going to happen. And if you take an injury-prone player like Marco Royce, like imagine him running hard for 90 minutes, like he's probably just going to keel over dead halfway through the game. I think with Lutz's, you know, vast network of connections all throughout the world, he's played on every continent, right?
Yep.
Coached. Participated in some degree.
Yeah. Coached or played.
I think we're just going to have to find some promising, like, I don't
young
know,
fringe
Uruguayan
player.
league or something, you know, and if that's a DP, if we have to, you know, pry him away from, you know, like riding the bench at Nottingham
Palmeiras
Forest
or something. Yeah, like some random team in the Brazilian league, or
even in
lower.
Europe. But like, if you're gonna just be a fringe player, on a worse team, you might as well go to the MLS and play at a slightly higher level.
Callum Hudson-Odoi, fringe starter for Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, good luck.
Bring him in.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Don't bring that Chelsea man in.
The problem with
We will be perennial
Prem is
losers.
Those players could probably all just go to the Bundesliga and play.
Make a bigger paycheck somewhere else.
Yeah.
We're
But
just like so far down.
Either way, if it's just left there rotting, you're wasting it. So I'd rather you shoot for something.
Yeah, might as well
and
go.
maybe it fails, but either way, it's failing if you don't try. So for the love of God,
Try.
Something you learn in school very quickly if you are not a big studier is that if you don't answer a question, you get 0 points.
Yeah.
If you attempt an answer, you might get something. So let's make an attempt here.
Hey, the
St.
good
Louis
news.
City.
The good news is that the primary transfer window ends April 23rd, so we have 2 more months.
two more months of probably doing nothing.
Maybe.
But the hope is the hope is there.
We could easily sign another center back for our injury woes.
I mean, man.
it's like you can't ever predict 4 center back injuries in the first week of your season.
Yeah. No, you can't predict it. I was just looking at looks like Tim's going to be fine. He was just
He was on the
tight,
bench.
and so they left him out of the game today. Nielsen, I have no idea. Yaro's cool, right? He just didn't start because he got his head rattled around a little too much.
I kind of think maybe concussion protocol of some kind.
Yeah.
Lost a few brain cells.
Yeah. But he'll be straight, don't worry.
Yeah.
And then Kyle Hebert, still out until April.
April?
So, yeah. That's what it says on the website.
Does it say when Alm will be back?
March.
Okay.
Late March. So
I would be interested to see if Alm back changes how we play.
I think he would take a starting spot from AZ, or I don't know who would play that other side. Either Celio or AZ would drop to the bench probably. Left or right. I don't know who's going to play that, like which role he's going to come in and play, but I think that Carnell trusts him in the starting lineup. So
yeah. I saw someone voice their opinion on Twitter and say that Sam Adeniran and Klaus are in our top 10 players, but together they are not in our best 11. What do you guys think about that? Like, them playing together on the field at the same time is not maximizing our team, or is not the best way for our team to play.
I don't see, I don't know what's up with Klaus. I feel like he couldn't get it going on his own. He can't get it going with somebody else.
You think he needs to go to the bench for a few games?
Perhaps. In my opinion, and obviously they're pretty similar in age, supposedly. Both bald, one by choice. And I just feel like giving Adeniran the time to try to develop his game and to try to just get it. I mean, because I'm taking a player that gets opportunities, finds themselves in opportunities. Maybe you finish it, maybe you don't. I'm taking that 10 times out of 10 over somebody that's not finding opportunities. Half the battle is getting into the right place.
yeah.
And I'm not saying ship Klaus to China, but I don't know. It's just not looking good right now. Maybe he does need a little time on the bench. Maybe Adeniran needs the full support of his coach to really start thriving. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, the way that we've been playing, I feel like we've seen, in terms of attacking, I feel like we've seen some combination play, out on the wings, quick passes, 1-2. I wouldn't say tiki-taka necessarily, but Just something maybe a little bit different than last year. But for the most part, it's been a lot of long balls.
Yeah.
And although Klaus is tall and strong, he's not really the type of striker to make runs in behind like Adeniran is. So I feel like just play how we're playing. Like Adeniran is good for the long ball style of play. And if that's how Carnell is telling the players to play, which it looks like it, I mean, we're just blasting the ball downfield. Might as well let Adeniran run after the ball.
Agreed.
And then if he gets tired, sub Klaus in.
Because one of the attributes that was a saving grace for Klaus when he wasn't scoring last season was his hold-up play and his distribution, and that is just not there right now, especially the distribution.
His passes were
horrible.
So poor yesterday.
Horrible.
He looked really bad. I mean, to piggyback off what you were saying, like you want someone when European teams, like elite teams, are evaluating talent for strikers, like the key number that they're looking at is how many shots are you actually getting a game?
Yeah.
And if you're getting a high number of shots, they basically look at, okay, how's the competition? And are you the only person that's shooting the ball, or is your team just dominating the shit out of the game? So Klaus, on average throughout his career, is creating 2.92 shots a game. And in this last game, he had one, and I couldn't even tell you what that shot was.
It was that header.
It was that header. And
which he didn't create for himself.
Right. He did not create that for himself. Statistically, he outperforms a lot of like players in similar leagues, and he is a good striker. I just can't see him scoring a goal right now. Like if Klaus last year was in those two same spots that Sam was in this game, one-on-one with the goalie in that first opportunity, and basically one-on-one with the goalie in the second one where the defender comes and makes the sliding challenge, I'm backing him to score at least one of those.
Yeah.
But today, I'd rather have Sam in that because he seems far more confident in his game than Klaus does.
And you play with your hot hand. Like, I don't know if playing with both of them like makes question marks in Sam's head. You know what I mean? Like maybe if he's the sole striker, you hit that as early as you can instead of being in your head like, do I cut it back? Do I get it? Do I need to see if Klaus is up top with me? Do I need to get it to Klaus? Maybe if you're just all in on one striker, it's got to be Adeniran right now.
I think they both have enough of the I'm the man kind of confidence gene to them. I just remember watching Klaus, I think it was in the first game against Houston Dynamo. I think the goalie passed it to him right in front of the goal in the first leg.
And he didn't
and
shoot.
He shot it, but he just put it wide when it was just him and the goalie and nothing else. And the goalie was out of position. And he put it wide. And like instantly I was just, it's not going to be a good year for him, or he is in a bad vein of form to start this season.
I also think he cut to his left like twice after he passed him that ball.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't shoot it right away.
Yeah.
Which he should have.
Well, Klaus also didn't score at all in preseason. So,
yeah.
At all.
Yeah. He's just been
ice cold.
Super bad run of form.
Off the mark. Yeah.
Like, is there a fitness thing that we don't know about? Like, what did we miss something over?
It can't be a fitness
break?
thing because he's started the game at the weekend, played the entire 90, and then started this game and played the entire 90. So it's not a fitness thing. He's cool. Like, he's match fit according to... Well, he didn't play the entire game at the weekend. He played 65-ish minutes, but he's fit. So I don't know what the issue is, but I'm hoping that he can figure it out. And we don't have to be prisoners of the moment here.
No.
And say that, our striker's ass now, we're going to be fucking awful. And
it's just temporary. He'll he just needs to get his confidence back up, I think.
Form is temporary.
If we get a penalty, hopefully our players will let Klaus take it, let him get a goal, and then hopefully it just snowballs from there.
One can only hope.
Yeah. Jose Kojima got his first start.
Yeah, he looked a little out of place.
You think so?
Yeah. There were a couple of times. One I distinctly remember where he basically tries to like dribble out of the backfield and gives it to them and creates a goal scoring opportunity for the other team. He wasn't like terrible. Like I don't think Ostrak was any better than him or Vasilev was a ton better than him, but he just didn't impact the game in the way that you kind of would want your outside midfielder to.
Yeah, he only had 19 touches in his 72 minutes on the field.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think maybe he's still just adjusting to the speed of the MLS. I'm sure that's a step up from Wake Forest. I think that he is probably one of our better ball progressors, though.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't do that good today.
Yeah.
I think overall, though.
I totally agree because when you, like, obviously difference in competition level, I think that a lot of what you're seeing right now is he's been played out of position. Like, he's being brought on as kind of an outside midfielder when I think every clip that I watched of him, obviously highlights, so they're going to look good, of him playing at Wake Forest was of him receiving the ball in the middle, like dead center of the park, turning and either like spraying a pass out wide or dribbling and like taking on a guy. And if that's his skill set, we need to move him into the midfield in the middle and kind of, you know, stop plugging players into positions they can't play is you know, a rule of thumb for Carnell.
Played.
Yeah, and haven't played.
I mean,
in the second leg of a knockout cup tie.
Yeah, man. Again, at the beginning of this, we talked, and you guys said it wasn't Carnell, but the more we talk about it.
No, I still feel 100%. Like, we can nitpick little issues, but if Sam scores both of those chances or even one of those chances last night, we're not sitting here talking about Carnell.
True, but also they beat the shit out of us, and if they scored more of their chances, then it wouldn't have been close. I mean, they played really well, like really well. You want to talk about tiki-taka? They had some tiki-taka going.
Yeah,
the second
had
half,
large parts of the game where we did not even sniff the ball.
Yeah, they were beating our press in the second half.
68% possession to 32%. Well, I think that part of the second half press looking bad is that after we were down 1-0, the press looked awful because everybody is up the pitch. So
I don't know, man. I think things just could have been planned out better. This was important, and now it's nothing.
Yeah.
And I also,
I think that the problem is that at the highest level, Lutz may be telling Carnell, like, yo, this isn't our priority. The MLS is our priority. So do well in the MLS and treat this how you would treat any of the other cup ties, because that's what it was last year with cup ties. It was not the priority. And he said it in the press conference. He was like, we're going to, you know, relish this for the experience that it is. In some context, I'm paraphrasing, but basically said we're not going to like try our hardest. And that's what you tell the players when you say that to the media. It's like, guys, it's not that important if we win or lose, which it is. So as fans, it is our duty to create kind of the narrative around Carnell if they are not doing the things that we want done. Because I don't know about you guys, in my eyes, this is the biggest trophy we could win.
Yeah.
This
agreed.
is
I mean,
the most important thing to me.
not anymore. It's not.
No, I'm just gonna forget it exists. But
yeah, I mean, it's just frustrating when you think about the MLS and, you know, nobody really cares about Supporter Shield, I guess. Whatever. That's just a fact because of the MLS Cup existing.
America.
So, like, you just have to get 9th in the league to go to the playoffs, and then anything could happen in the playoffs. It's just who's hot in the last part of the season. So it really would have been – I would have preferred to just go all out in this competition Saturday, you know, put out the City 2 scrubs.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna start with that back line, then you got to start with a better midfield.
Blom's got to play.
If you start with that midfield, then you got to start with a better back line. You can't have both of those lines trying to scrape us something, because we can also talk about how absolutely ridiculous the rule that one away goal gets you through over 2 home goals. I get, like, I'm cool with aggregate if it, like,
but they
that means
scored
that
at
it's
our
tied.
house. They scored at our house.
God damn it.
It wouldn't have mattered had we scored. They
But
would
we
either, like, even if they scored another goal, it wouldn't have mattered. Like, if we would have tied that game up 1-1.
I changed my mind. Aggregate's stupid.
I mean, Champions League did away with it. So
I only like away goals if you get to play at home second. I think that's an advantage.
I just
I
think
think
that
goals should be goals.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I don't know that you should have to value one or over the other, because there are teams that, you know, over the course of a season will overperform away from home and have poor home form, and then it obviously evens out because you're playing one home, one away.
Yeah.
But
Also, one player could be injured one game away from home.
Right.
And also, the whole point of this aggregate system is because you have the advantage at home, so it means less. But, like, that advantage speaks for itself. So if you just let goals be goals, then technically the advantage should get you more goals at home. Like, that is the advantage. You don't need to give goals themselves an advantage as well. Like, what's... but I'm just salty. In theory, aggregate's kind of a cool idea. It made a lot of good memories in the past.
You guys want to know another silver lining?
Yeah, you're just our silver lining Twitter guy today.
Yep.
Silver Linings
I'm
playbook,
a
Bradley Cooper.
Optimist for sure. We will never have to watch, well, maybe not never, but for a while, no more games on Fox Sports.
Yeah, that's true. Who screwed us out of 30 minutes of football.
Yep. So it looks like we're not going to have a super congested season because we're out of this.
So we better start getting better.
Open Cup looking like it's going to be the next best 7 teams that didn't qualify for Champions Cup. So since we qualify for Champions Cup, we're not going to be an Open Cup. At least our main first team isn't going to be an Open Cup, which, you know, obviously sucks because that's like the oldest tournament in the U.S.
What's the vision, man? What's the vision? You got us out of 2 cups.
What are we doing here?
In one fail swoop? Or one swoop fail?
Yeah.
What's the vision?
I don't know, man.
I guess winning the supporter shield. Oh, man.
It's just
It's a horrible way to start the season.
it is.
Especially because, I mean, we know how little we cared when Cincinnati won the supporter shield.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. It's
But- Let's be like Jonah, the silver lining man. Silver linings playbook. We're going to win
let's go
the
Eagles.
supporter shield, and we're going to win.
I mean, we just need to get into playoffs, you know?
True.
If we just win all of our home games, which we tied one so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We just have to get hot at the end of the season. That's really all it boils down to. Doesn't matter how we start.
And let's sign a player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we could definitely use to sign a player. Looking forward,
Yes.
we have a game this weekend.
New York City FC.
Yeah, NYCFC, the Man City Academy, and they spend money like it. So they spent 24 mil in this last transfer market.
That's a lot for that
Yeah.
loss.
They also had an income of 25 mil. So I don't know who they sold, but they bought a striker from Red Star in the Superliga in Serbia, 18-year-old Jovan Mijatovic.
Guessing a Europa League
Probably has some time there. Agustin Ojeda, left winger from Racing Club in the Argentinian League for $7 million.
Jeez.
They bought a whole new front line. Julian Fernandez,
They
right
needed
winger.
it.
Yeah, they did. They were ass last year.
And they just lost to Charlotte 1-0.
And they lost to Charlotte 1-0. To be fair, that I don't think a single one of those players started in that game. Let me go make sure I'm correct.
Dang, are they going to have their starting debuts against us?
It looks like Fernandez did start. But yeah, the new striker and the new right winger both did not start in that game. They both came off the bench and didn't do anything.
All right.
But
silver linings.
yeah, silver linings here.
And Charlotte looks like a tough away match.
Yeah.
Their
you see they
fans
had
look insane.
They had 60,000
Yes.
fans.
They have like almost on average as much attendance as the Panthers. But they suck.
Well, Charlotte's one of the big soccer hubs in the U.S. It's like Minnesota here, KC, and Charlotte, I think, are probably the biggest places in the U.S. But that's awesome. I mean, for not only their team and all of those fans, but for all of American soccer to see 60,000 people like show up for a regular season MLS game is pretty nuts.
Agreed.
So let's hope they're still bad this year. Enzo Copetti still can't score goals, hopefully. We were all heckling him last year. But back to NYCFC. Last year they finished in lowly 11th, did not make the playoffs, had 41 points.
Are they a possession-based team?
Oh, yeah. If they're a Man City Academy,
Man,
what are they going to be?
the East was wild last season.
Yeah, it was.
41 points, 11th. Sheesh.
Yeah. I mean, how many points did we have last year? 56.
Yeah, how many points was the 11th place team?
41.
Wow, never mind.
Yeah, it is the parity league for a good reason. It's pretty even across the board. So 43 points last year with Portland did not get you into the playoffs, which is kind of crazy. But there's 9 slots for a reason. They want people in the playoffs.
New York City has one of my most hated U.S. international players.
Oh, and who would that be?
Do tell.
James Sands.
And why is that?
Because he sucks,
There
and I
you
don't
go.
want him to play for the national team ever again.
Well,
I don't want any MLS.
extra
player.
motivation to beat his ass when he comes here.
He's probably like pretty good for the MLS, though, to be honest. He's a defensive midfielder, so we'll see how he helps them. But, yeah, according to Who Scored, they play with width and possession football. So, obviously, we like to play against possession teams. Playing against teams who play with width, though, has kind of been known to pose us some problems. We're a very narrow team, and long switches can definitely hurt us.
Definitely been hurt by it before.
Yep. Are we playing at home?
Yes, this is at home.
Nice.
So hopefully we can redeem our performance against the RSL and our performance here against the Houston Dynamo by getting a big result.
Another silver lining.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now we're out of virtually
We're
every
all
cup
silver.
game, so every
MLS game
game
is all.
should be our starting 11.
Yeah.
Yep.
Our best starting 11.
Mhm.
Who you guys? What's our projected starters for this game? Obviously, Berkey in goal.
Yep.
We didn't talk about his amazing double save.
He was great.
That is true. Yep. He was great as usual.
He almost saved the goal.
Yeah, he did. Team could
Not
not
on
bail
him,
him
though.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously Berkey. I guess if we have to start Wenzel, it'll be Wenzel and Parker. But
Probably.
if Yaro's back, I'm assuming he'll be the one starting there.
Yeah.
And then Totland, Marcanic, see Blom, Leuven.
Durkin, god damn it.
I want to see all three play, but
Me
I don't
too.
know if we will ever see that just because Durkin is like the rotation piece for both of those players.
I kind of think Klaus will probably sit just
Yeah.
because he's played a lot of minutes already.
So then we'll see the Celio and AZ off the right and Celio off the left with...
Which means we might have Durkin and Leuven and Blom in the center.
It's possible.
or Vasilev.
Or he'll
He
start
subbed.
Ostrak at Cam.
No,
I think
no,
Ostrak-
no,
I think
no.
Ostrak is a midweek player.
I think Durkin also deserves to get time to adjust, and we haven't seen the best out of him yet.
I really think that if we had Celio, AZ, or Vasilev on the right, Denron up top, and then we had 3 midfielders of Leuven, Durkin, and Blom, like I think that'd be very balanced.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's
Because
what I want.
Blom is going to be the guy who stays back. Durkin and Leuven are both, box to box, kind of jack of all trade midfielders. And it just gives us an extra body. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and
really like
so
it.
what if you concede a little bit of attacking potential for a little bit of defensive potential when your MO is to hoof the ball up front anyway?
Yeah. Either intercept passes up front by pressing or play long balls.
I think it's perfect for what I thought was our style of play, but we haven't had the same style of play twice this season so far. So who knows what our style of play is anymore? I would love to see exactly what you just said. I would love to see that. Those 3 in the middle, Sam up top, Celio on the left. You can pick and choose who's on the right, I guess. But, man, yeah, that'd be fire. And actually, I mean, I feel like I've talked about this every time. If we have Durkin and Blom, then they can help cover the defensive part, and our wingbacks can get up
Push up
more.
the field.
Yeah,
Especially with our wingbacks that we have.
right. Make it
Yeah.
happen, for the love of God.
What if we just put Totland at right wing?
I'd be fine with it, except he's too good at defense. I'd rather put Marcanic at a wing if we had to
Yeah,
put one
or
of them
Akil
at a wing.
Watts.
Yeah, if
Akil
Nerwinski
Watts
has to
should not
start.
be touching the grass.
Okay. Let's go to a happier note.
Yeah, come on. We're silver lining
We're
guys.
silver lining guys here.
We're not the
Not
dark.
me.
We're not the dark cloud enjoyers. We're the
Yeah.
silver lining
and
enjoyers.
a silver
this?
lining is that it's Klaus's birthday tomorrow.
Really?
Happy early birthday. Yeah, it is.
Happy 46th birthday.
You fucking liar.
Show me the birth certificate.
Yeah, he was born March 1st, 1997. Crazy to think that dude is about as old as
You're older than us.
So yeah,
Ain't no way, bro.
absolutely away.
With those geriatric legs.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Soul of the City. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tune in for the interviews if you want to get some. We're going to be down at the stadium, obviously, on Saturday for the NYCFC game, asking some questions, hopefully getting some hot takes out of you guys. Jonah?
We should do score predictions super duper quick.
Okay. Score predictions super quick. 3-1 St. Louis City.
I'm feeling low confidence in our attack. I will say 1-0.
I got another 1-1 on the way.
Mickey's going to be predicting all draws and losses this year to ensure that his heart is never broken and he never looks like a fool.
Because he is a dark cloud hanging over us.
Yeah, I'm a Silver Linings 3-1 winner kind of guy. Thank you all for tuning in. Peace. Thank you for watching this episode of Soul of the City, brought to you by First Touch Media and Anchor FM. Make sure to check us out on YouTube at First Touch Media, and all of our socials are at First Touch 314. Thank you for watching.